how crazy I was when I wanna learn English. It was really like whenever I see somebody speaking English, it used to be like, wow, when I'll speak it, when the day will come, when I'll speak like the guy, he's just speaking spontaneously. At the time, even I was not aware the word spontaneously, but somehow I used to think in my mind that wow, how greatly he's speaking. So with the hard struggle, striving hard, I achieved a great level or got a job in a good software company where I was managing facilities, taking care of MIS, the reports. So I used to interact with all people, either they are employee, management, HR, whatever department used to be. I was the key member of the facility where it was my job even to meet with people, and gradually I met many people as a friend. We used to talk everything. We used to talk about the personal life. We used to talk about the work balance, blah blah blah. Because it's been a long time when I was working over there. Gradually, what happened, because I was not great in English, at least I used to understand when somebody speaks. Not all, I might not understand all, but at least I was able to understand. But suppose I'm sitting here, I'm crossing some process. People used to sit in the process, the company. So whenever somebody speaks, not with me, but with his colleague or on the phone, immediately my ear used to be super focused. What word he used, how did he speak, what sentence he spoke. These all things, whenever I used to hear any word, immediately I try to ingrain that in our mind, in my mind. Or I remember that I used to feel very means pleasure. It used to give me a pleasure when I used to listen somebody speaking, or because of that, because it was my aspiration since childhood that one day I'll speak English. But gradually I had started losing my hope. I was started derailing of what I wanted. But anyhow, I didn't leave my hope. I started reading, I started studying, I joined many center, the communication center, but ultimately this center were not able to produce the result that what I want. Yeah, there was some process, they were teaching grammar, they were doing some activity, group discussion. These all old methodology where we hardly get time to talk with people. Even if we have something in our mind, we don't dare to speak it out. Why? Because we understand that it's not easy. Or if we speak, see, this fear of failure lies in everybody's mind. Everybody, they know that if they're gonna speak, they might make mistake, and that is why they don't open their mouth. So same situation used to be with me. I hardly used to open my mouth. But again, at least whatever content they used to teach, I was the one who by wholeheartedly I used to study that. Because somewhere in the mind it was that one day I'll speak. Even sometime I used to lose my hope, going derail, but again somewhere because it was my determination. So these all things started happening in my mind. Later on, I did a lot of activity. Finally, I grabbed this language. Why I'm saying this? Because when you want to learn language, it is not because your career is suffering. It is not because you want to grow your career. You want to talk with client. You want to talk with your colleague. It is because you want it. You love it speaking. You want people. They are speaking English. You love them. How do they speak? That kinds of motivation, that kinds of encouragement I had in my mind, and that made me to speak English well. See, mastery doesn't come, I don't say perfection. Perfection is a time. Gradually we have some part of perfection, not exactly perfection. So it takes time, but gradually when it comes to a speaking, this is how these all trait I develop, these all characteristic I gradually develop, made a layer upon layer upon layer in my mind, or that helped me to grab this. And now I have been teaching globally to the working professional, and I understand the pain. Yeah, I understand the pain of people. They are sitting somewhere or at the not senior management, let's say TL or manager, because that position people achieve by their determination, by hard working, striving hard. They get to know over there because they have great skill about working, about managing people. But after that, they get some problem trouble that they need the communication skills becomes a mandatory part. At that part where they started falling behind, everything seems, oh my god, their dream, because they are well in the job, well in the working, but what is happening here, they're not able to speak. That time comes in everybody's life that start inflicting, that start people to somewhere bothering. It becomes a hitch in their life. It was inflicting to them. So there people start feeling challenged. So most of the senior people, they are learning with me, most of those, they are already fluent in English, but a handful of people, they are not, and they realize somewhere that they already squander a lot of time. Now they don't have time to spend, they don't have time to think, or that is why they understand well that if now they are gonna squander time, it means it's gonna be a long journey in their career, or it is sure that wherever they have reached, whatever position they achieve, now it is hard not to crack to propel to the next level, because next level is the management level, where each and every time you needed to be expressing your thought, talking with people, talking with client. So that somewhere start creating trouble in our life. And this is why this journey people started feeling very deeply in their heart, or anyhow by hook or by crook they want to grab it. Most of the people, they don't dare to take a leap of faith, because then they have somewhere ingrained in their mind that I cannot speak English because it's been 35 years, 40 years, so now it's really hard not to crack at that age to speak English. But they don't understand that when we grow, we are getting maturity, we are more mature than we are at young age, in 20 or 30. So that becomes easy, where we start thinking differently, that now we cannot learn English. Many people, they grown up 35, 40, they are learning English, or they have improved a lot, because they are not learning it as a formality, they are learning because they need it. Most of those, not for professional, not a professional growth, they are learning because they had aspiration that I had, they have wish to speak in English that I had. And these kinds of people, like minded people, they are connecting, or they are realizing that, oh my god, it was just misconception that somewhere holding them back to not learn it. The situation was persisting with them that they cannot learn it, but it was easy. Yeah, it was not that tough that they used to think. So these small things somewhere creates a hitch in our journey. It is not about the communication skill, it is about anything that we want in our life, and somewhere we are getting distracted. So if somewhere you have such mindset that you cannot learn it, try to eliminate it, try to erode it. I know it's not easy, it cannot be mitigated easily, but again, it's not something that we cannot get rid of that. Everybody has capacity to work on this, or everybody has uh, power to eliminate it, to root it out. So somewhere you are thinking that you are in that category where you don't think that now you can speak. It means somewhere you have ingrained misconception, the myth that you started believing that now you cannot do that. So guy, it's super easy, you can learn it, or one day you will get to realize, you will notice that what you wanted, gradually you started learning it. So I was listening to a podcast about the doctor, and the guys who host that podcast, they were talking about the disease, they were talking about the medicine, and even the doctor agrees that medicine is not that effective nowadays that we think, because when it comes to food supplement, the medicine, so food supplement, who is giving advertisement, who is advertising it, who does not have idea about that. You will never find a scientist who is adding, who is giving advertisement about some product. Will not see some well professional who is doing that, who is expertise in that particular segment. The advertisement is being done by the superstar, by the model, because people want them to listen, people want them to see. And we are getting attracted, we are gravitating toward that. Why? Because we want these people, they are superstar, or they are giving advertisement. Ultimately they are getting money on behalf of that, because they are doing advertisement, and companies, they are getting more sale, and they are paying them a huge amount. That amount is basically somewhere included in the product only. So because of these people, we are watching and we are buying that. Even nowadays, somebody doesn't know anything, he had heard somewhere, and he started posting on the YouTube, social media, or there are many social media where people are floating that eat this, you will get that, do this, you will get that. They want people to see that, because nowadays we are more focused about the health. We want to be health conscious, and that is why many people, they have somewhere known this, and they are gonna take undue advantage. They are putting such content, such YouTube thumbnail, where immediately we get attracted, we clicked it, and we want to watch. Even they don't have any idea, somewhere they read, and that reading, wherever they came across, stumble upon this, it was not some authentic source, and they started putting on social media. We started watching that, and we are one that finally is suffering because of that. So this time, one side we can take advantage also, there are a lot of content, and one side it's completely labyrinth, misconception, what to do, what to not do. If we are completely dependent on social media, it means somewhere we are getting harm. Yeah, because 90% content nowadays, earlier it used to be the authentic, still there are some content that is super authentic, but a handful of content that is authentic that we must watch. But it's hard to find such content, it's hard to get to know about these kinds of people. So the doctor itself was saying that not only medicine, not only diet, we need to deal with the loneliness, because in this world, in the isolated world, people living far flung from their near and there, they don't have somebody, they don't have someone to talk with them, and that is why they are sitting somewhere in isolation. It's like they're quarantined somewhere, or they don't have anybody to talk, they don't have any friend to talk. And generally what are they doing? They are suffering some disease that is attacking them. We are getting attacked by such kind of disease. So remaining alone, loneliness is itself a great disease that we are nowadays being stricken by. So yes, make friend, talk with parent, talk with somebody, so that you want to share whatever you have in your mind. And that is one of the great way, along with the exercise, diet, these all things when we include, then we are somewhere garnering, amassing, or achieving the longevity, trying to be healthy. These all parts, somewhere the diet and the getting rid of loneliness, talking with somebody, exercise. If we include, now these all things gives a great result that we want in our life. Otherwise, going in this rabbit hole about the supplement, about the medicine, that many people they don't know, they have immature mind, they are novice, they are buying, they are eating, they want to build their muscle, they want to be strong, but they have never understood that these all things will not help, because these all things does not have the real ingredient that they want, the vitamin, the mineral. It doesn't lie in that product. That product is with sugar or some content that is super tasty, and we think that this is somewhere gonna develop our mind, develop our body, and we will gain muscle. There are some medicine also, some supplement that gives you immediate result, but later on it damage your organ, liver, that gradually we don't realize, but later on we regret about this. And then we think that it was my misconception, I should not have done this, I must have asked somebody, or I could have asked some great person, some expertise guy. But anyway, once we are squander, once we waste our life, it becomes hard not to crack, to regain it. So these all things is not easy to understand. It takes time, and gradually we understand that yes, what to do and what we should not do. So guy, again it's morning time, the sun has risen today, it will be a sunny day, or that's good. Being sunny day is always great. and it is not hesitate today. So whenever, if you are somewhere in the middle of the learning how to speak well, how to communicate well, how to be public speaker, these all terms lies nowadays in the market. People are falling behind to gain this, but somebody they have enthusiasm, they are mustering their courage to stay on the path they embarked on. One day they will get to know that what they wanted, they learned it. Don't think that it is short term journey. Many people they have such misconception, but that is not a short term journey. It takes time, but again, it bear a great reward. So thank you, good morning again, and I believe you understood what do I mean. Don't stop yourself. If you want to grow, if you want to grow your career, personality, business, whatever, if you want to learn it. Don't procrastinate, don't dissipate your dream. Thank you and bye bye.